and welcome to episode number 5 of Flow Point. Thank you so much for joining us again this week, and I'm really excited about today's conversation. It's about a really young flow artist from Varanasi and his story about how flow arts changed his life. And before we do that, like, comment, and subscribe to this video, to this channel, and help us grow and bring you more wonderful artists and their stories. Um, Flow Point, a flow artist's point of view, episode 5 with Sagar. Let's listen to his perspective. How are you feeling about coming on this episode today?
I'm feeling really excited. Like I don't know what's the question gonna be, but yeah, I'm really excited. I'm really happy that like finally someone came front like you to do some podcast like about flow artists. I'm really happy that you are doing this, and I'm really excited to share my story and experience in flow community, which is really important this time. Yeah, and the right perfect time that we should share. So yeah, story can change someone's life. This is for sure. Like I'm really happy. So maybe like coming from Banaras and coming from Uttar Pradesh was not easy. So my full family is like wrestling, fighting. My mom and dad, they were like fighter and all this stuff. So they wanted me to be like a karate guy, like martial art guy. I have 5 brothers, one sisters. Like I came from a really poor family. My because my dad used to fight, and then whatever the money he was getting, he was giving his family, try to survive us. That's how. And then I started working in some NGO. He started one of the biggest NGO in our state, disabled organization. He started working. That's how, and that's why because we don't had so much money to study in big school, so we started studying in NGO, which was really good and amazing. From there, I learned this one flow art. And okay, so when I was 10 years old, I was doing a juggling and poem. Okay, that was the only two crop I was spinning that time. Banaras have a 84 ghats, in different places. So each places you need a permission. Each ghat you need a permission now. So I started moving. That time was like not really famous. So I moved different places, and there was a like group of students. They saw my things like I was doing with fire, and then they gave me money. My first money was like around 110 rupees or 300. I don't remember exactly, but yeah, you won't believe, like I spent 12 rupees at the age of 10 years when I was, and I made 300. Started doing like moving like started going like alternatives there, and every weekend and festival season performing at the ghat, like doing busking, and people started giving me money. Someday I don't get, but someday like I get a lot. So this is how I started getting money, and I started paying my school fees. And I started like school fees, like it was not a lot, but I started like using on myself, like my needs. I started buying my clothes and books, pens. I wanted to be like uh, like how can I say, good and clean boy in that time. I wanted a good t-shirts, and suddenly my father passed away in 2014, and I was like what should I do? And then I saw my family situation, and then in 2015 I opened a team. I met a team, like a few guy from Banaras who was a dancer, and then we combined together. So we started selling our art as a dance mixed with flow art, and then we started saying we are a flow artist. And that time my team name was Happy Talent Group. We started going in villages and basti. We don't have village, but we have a basti where so many people lives, and they're like so poor, like my basti where I come from. So we started teaching them, and through that we started teaching them how to be clean, how they can get money. In that time, where I felt like my passion is giving me a freedom. The main thing was that freedom. Good. So I felt like passion is giving me freedom to speak and freedom to express myself, and it's giving me amazing confidence. That's why I'm here, right? Doing my whole life is now flow artist. In 2018 we got an idea this, Kashi Fab Warriors we should keep. Like we should be a, like a brand, you know. What I felt like when I was a kid, when I was a poor, like when I was underprivileged, you know, this team came, Performance Zero Borders, and they taught me, you know. And I got this idea of like, okay, I can be a flow artist, and now I'm started doing. First think about like those who don't have anything, who don't have like hula hoop, who don't have poi, who don't have anything, but they really want to do it, and they're watching you from outside of the park, you know. And I'm talking about kids, and also I'm talking about the women, or like like poor people who's like is like, you know, who want to do it but they can't do it, you know. So because I you know, this gave the like flow art gave me hope and confidence to do this kind of thing. And I started, you know, making a um, juggling clubs with a bottle. That's how I started. And sock poi, you know, that's how it started. And stick, we started like that. So I thought like, you know, I will not like, you know, if someone want to learn like underprivileged kids, I will teach them free. We started building so much props like in our house DIY, and we started donating first, and then we started doing teaching, like, you know, once in a week, 2 days in a week. Kashi Fair Warriors is a social flow arts team, like social circus, going in the village and teaching in 2018. And from that time, Flow for Hope, the idea came. And I really don't want like anyone to feel like, oh, wish I could do this one, you know, wish I had a vision that I could do. So wish what I wanted to remove from their life, you know. And then slowly we started getting educated, and we started focusing on different areas, like working with human trafficking girls and rescue girls, and mental disorder kids and disabilities kids. And like I don't like using underprivileged kids. I like good abilities kids. You know, I don't like underprivileged word, but yeah, good abilities word. You know, I like, so the person who have good abilities. So we start teaching them. So our Kashi Fair Warriors main focus is like, you know, to through flow arts we want to bring a change in community and change in their life. That's how Kashi Fair Warriors got built. So Hope and Joy Society, where I studied, you know, and that school is kind of like, you know, you can get education, and it's like a more practical. My principal, she's from America, and she's amazing woman, you know. I mean, like, she's a legend. She's been living in India since 30 years, and she know better than us Banaras, you know. So she had this idea, and so where since like growing, I saw like she never gave anyone pressure of studying, you know. She never gave. And she's like, oh, you do more practical, you know. If you want to do something, do more practical than a study, like theory, like, you know, more than a reading and remembering, you should do more practical. So I really wanted to do this one. And you have like tabla class, music class, and flow arts class there, you know. I really had an idea of like, okay, if my principal Conime is doing, I think I should also do, you know, this kind of thing, and we can still run this kind of stuff. So my principal is my inspiration, you know. That's how I like, you know, I like growing, since growing, you know, I got many things, like I learned many things from her, you know, like how she teach, what's her style of teaching. So maybe, you know, this is first time I'm telling you, like in this podcast I told, like, you know, that my principal is my inspiration. I never told anyone. I don't know why why I'm telling you, but this she is my inspiration. Like how, like why I started school. So in 2021, we started a school in one ground. You know, we had one ground only. So we thought, okay, we'll be doing a schools like proper. So I had this kind of idea. I was like, okay, I should study first. Then I did a full instructor course of flow art, and I started getting, started buying small courses, and I started studying about like how flow art can help your mental and physical health, you know. So this idea came, and I was like, oh, after the COVID, you know, like people really need a, like, you know, we have to work with their like mental health, because their mental health, like, I became India's first national flow artist certified and got awarded from Ministry of youth affairs, from the Minister of India, like sports. I became India's first national flow artist, and I got a Kashi Warrior Award from the city. We started because in COVID season we were doing so much help, like helping people, rescuing them, taking them here and there. People have seen, on social media what we were doing. I really don't want to remember that one, what we have done, and really don't want to tell people. But yeah, we were doing little bit social work in that time. Rather than doing a floor, we were doing so much like helping people. Whatever money we had, like we saved, we started giving them, and we did many campaigns of raising funds and help them. So we did this kind of, so we got the award, and I became really famous in my city. So in Banaras, everybody knows me. Like, oh, he's the flow artist. He's a Sagar juggler. Fire ladka, fire wala ladka. They call me fire wala ladka. Or some people call me ek pahiye wala, the one wheel unicycle. Because I used to ride everywhere in city, every day. Every day I used to ride like 15, 30, like 13 to 15 kilometers, here and there, going the way. So everybody knows me. Like, oh, Sagar juggler, acha juggler. They don't know my name, but they know acha juggler, you know, acha juggler is there. So my family, and my picture and photos came, article came in newspaper, and people started talking about me. So my mom heard this one, and my family heard this, and they were like, oh, Sagar is doing good. And then one day they came, like we had a family meeting, and they were really really happy, and they said, okay, whatever money you need, whatever support you need, we are there for you. Since 5 years now, they are supporting me. Not, I can't say like financially, but yeah, I don't need like financial support from my family. I just need your support. They say like, oh, I'm there for you. Whatever you need from your parents to be happy, and they say, oh, you are there, I'm there for you. That's all you need.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can say my mom is the biggest supporter now.
That's lovely. Yeah, that's such a beautiful story. It's really amazing that you kept going towards your goal, what you really felt like you had to do, and this was the purpose for you. So, um, also, yeah, I don't think that I am personally aware of many uh, flow artists who are into social cause, like the way I have seen Kashifaya warriors be a part of the society, the community, in terms of educating kids, women, and people in general how to um, like let's say right now you are doing a fundraiser workshop as well for your flow school.
Yeah, like running in Nepal, I can say like it was a really, it's a really big, how can I say, task. I actually I had no plans of opening up like school. I was there and I felt this thing, and I was like, okay, we'll do it. We'll open from one room. So, because my girlfriend, she's from Nepal, and she opened this. She had this kind of idea also. She's a volleyball player national. So she said like, okay, I really wanna also serve. If you are serving with. Then I said, okay, can you move to Kalikot? She said yes, and she quit her job. Now she's giving 100% teaching kids. So because of her, I thought, okay, I can open a school because she will be there 100 like full day, and she will be taking care of her school. And when like I'll be visiting, like going there, like staying 3 months, 4 months, and then coming back. Then when I'm coming back, my team can go there, so there will be like there will be always a people like teaching them, training them, take care of the whole school, and will be like we give them a training, like 1 week training, teacher training. And we hired a one volunteer from the state, which state like Surket, and that girl, she said, oh, I really want to teach also, I really want to serve. You don't have to give money, just give me stay and food, that's all. So she's staying with my girlfriend, and food and stay she's getting. She's teaching every day 3 hours, which is really I'm really happy. And my girlfriend she's teaching volleyball and math, science, English, and all this stuff, because those kids never hold a pen. So they're teaching them how to hold a pencil, like books, like how to write, because they never gone to school. So yeah, it's a big task. and we have to also build a structure like washroom, nice washroom, and like place where they can study. And I really want to make a like flow ground where kids can come and do juggling, all this stuff, small stage, like where they can do, where they can practice like juggling, poi, all this stuff, unicycle, set up the slackline, and I want to make a wall as a flow, because it's a flow pen school full of information like about juggling, or like small like illustration like how you start juggling. I have a different point of view of opening a school. This is the full plan we I built it, and soon I will be sharing with everyone. But right now I'm doing a small fundraising to get a small like basic stuff for kids, like books, pen, pencil, what you like. It's 100 rupees to in 300 rupees you can get one kit. Like you can get four copy, one pen, drum box, razor, see, like all this stuff in 300 you can get it, and one kid can get like use for 1 month. 1 month, they can study. So this is why I started from, because I started telling people. So people don't know. So I thought, okay, let's start doing small fundraiser, like basic stuff, and then slowly we'll make a big plan, and we'll tell people if they want to support, they want to volunteer with us. I'm really happy they can come, because we have 13 rooms are there, and three big rooms are for volunteers. I can like host 10 people, and they can come and give their time and spread the love. This is the plan. So I will keep as a um like a flow pen school with like open for all volunteers. So those who will be watching our podcast, you guys are most welcome. Come and stay with us and teach whatever skills you have. It can be anything, any sport, anything, good thing, not bad thing. So yeah.
Yeah, and also participate in the fundraiser if you can. You can take up online classes on the 2nd, 3rd, and the 4th of May at any point of time. You can DM Sagar on his Instagram page, and you can find the details of the double hoop, poi, and double staff lessons which Sagar has to offer. And they are only for 400 for for a class for a person, and that will help a lot of kids in the school in Nepal to get access to their stationery and lot more educational stuff. So really hats off to you, Sagar, for putting your efforts into spreading the word of flow, and you know not just flow arts but also education to places where it's not reaching yet. So wonderful. And coming to the point of flow arts once again, what do you think are the benefits of flow arts that the kids can benefit from?
So flow arts can really build your mental health. Like how can I say, it really helps your brain. And that's why now I know, because I'm a multiple prop artist. So sometime one day I was sitting and I was thinking how I can do 15 different arts. Like I can do juggling, poi, and all this in good level. It's not that I don't do like a beginner, but I do like advanced level where, like double staff, all this stuff, like whatever people know, like tapo, all this stuff I'm doing. Rope dart I do. And then I was like, oh, why I'm like I can handle all these things together. And then I realized, when I was a kid, when I started doing juggling, it really helped my brain to develop. It's really like started helping me. So whenever I juggle, it really gives me a like confident to, and it really develop of your focus level. When you're juggling, when you're doing poing, you feel like flexibility is your, like you feel strong, and your stress get relief. And then when you're staff, you feel freedom, and it's about the body movements. And you feel like strong when you have a staff in your hand. So I feel like, oh, if this kind of stuff can help your brain, I'm gonna teach these kids. So for the kids, it can be a tools of developing their brain, and more like maths. Like we can add anything. Like in juggle there is a trick called 441. So 441, okay, 2 3 4 4 1 4 4 1 3 2 1, and then you add together like 2 2 3 1 2 2 3 1. So you are got 9 2 2 3 1. So you 7 and then 8. So you have to like add. You will learn how to do multiply, how to all this stuff. So you can add as a like education stuff, and it will really help your brain to develop. I gave you example like people are doing like committing suicide a lot because they don't have an option. They don't have. They're feeling too stressed. But all this flow art is really, how can I say, help them to उनका स्ट्रेस निकाल देता है पूरा. और सच में ऐसा होता है. Whenever I'm really like into stress, like opening the school, I was really into a stress. Like, अरे, like how I will run this school. I have to run both places. How I'm gonna do it? I was too stressed. Then I realized, what is this stress? I picked up poem, started flowing 2 hours, continue, and then after I was feeling really relaxed. Really relaxed. So this kind of stuff I really wanna teach kids, and one day I'm like, if that poem and juggling and all these flow arts really helped me, it can, like, it did help me. So I'm sure it will help them too. You know, and I can see, like, people are also inviting in schools to us to teach their kids because they can see the changes coming in their body. And in their brain. When there is a 5 years kid started doing hula hoop, after 10, like after 2 years, you can see they're really active. They're speaking like they're the way of they speak, like they talk to you. It's like a 10 years kid, you know. So you can see, not only like your body language, physical language, they get, how can I say, डेवलप होता है. बट और भी चीजें डेवलप होगा उनसे, like, like discipline, all this stuff also.
Yeah, so true. And such a nice thing for kids to have have a playful space where they can also learn how to focus, develop their brain, improve their physical coordination. So much amazing things.
So I was teaching one community near my city. It's like a human trafficking rescue girls community. It's not community, it's an organization. So when I went there, I started teaching kids. So one girl, when I was standing next to her, she was like, and she started crying. And I was like, I didn't do anything. Why you're crying? And I was like, what happened? And she was like, don't touch me. And I was like, oh. And then one guy came. I said like, oh, you don't have right to touch them. You didn't sign the agreement. And I was like, I'm sorry for that. But second day I went there again, and then I started talking nicely without touching. I started showing them juggling and hula hoop, isolation. She got, oh wow. And they're like, you wanna try? She tried. And then after 2 3 days, I'm coming on my point. So 2 3 days, she started talking to me, and she started sitting next to me. And she was like, I think 11 years old. And that moment I felt like, wow, this is amazing moment. Because 2 days ago she don't had any confidence, or how can I say, after just spending 2 days with her and teaching hula hoop, now she's like really happy talking to me, and she asked me, do you have an Instagram? And she's with smile, she said. With, like when I was talking to her, she was into full stress and, like, like weird face. But that moment really changed my life. I was like, wow, this is moment. I it really make me really happy, to do, like, give me like hope also to do this kind of stuff, like, wow. So that moment I still remember. I can, like, when I'm telling you, I can feel, like, I have this kind of image coming, and I can see her smile, while she was talking to me. And but 2 days ago she was fully like, into a scare, like, how can she was scaring from me, and she started crying, but in 2 days, yeah. So that was my like big and lighting moment.
That's really like heart touching. So, next question is that what would you like to ask other flow artists?
Start giving, actually. Start giving, whatever you have. Because I don't think like you will, when you will die, you can take anything. The thing is that you can whatever the joy you will put in others, that gonna be a, how can I say, for infinity, like infinite, how can I say, lambe samay tak rahega, no, your name.
How can you describe flow arts in one word, like your experience of flow arts?
In one word, freedom. The word is freedom. It gives me freedom. Let me show you, like, so I have a, like, one tattoo is called freedom about flow art. So here is it. I built it. It's a fire thing, poi, and it does mean of freedom. Flow art. When people ask me what is mean of this, I say like it's about a freedom. So whenever I do poi, I feel freedom. I feel free, like, amazing. And of course you're a flow artist, so you will also, when you flow, you don't care like what's happening around you, just flow. And flow arts gave me hope to do something and change my community. My community is my India and also needs, and it really gave me how can I say, hope to live. And it's like, how can I say, like, now at some time like, I can survive through flow art. So he can say like gave me hope to survive. So that's why I'm a flow artist, because I can bring change through flow arts. That's why I'm a flow artist. So yeah. स्ट्रेट आउट काशी आप जानते हो? आप नहीं जानते हो शायद। तो मैंने एक इवेंट बनाया है, 3 ईयर से मैं कर रहा हूँ। 3 ईयर से स्टेट आउट काशी इज द वन ऑफ द बिगेस्ट इन माई स्टेट। द कम्युनिटी है, आर्टिस्ट कम्युनिटी। एंड आई रियली वांटेड टू प्रमोट ईच टैलेंट। सो आई एम द फाउंडर ऑफ स्टेट आउट काशी। लोगों को पता होगा, यू कैन चेक दैट पेज। So I did a event where hip hop artists, NTV, parkour, skateboarders, BMX, and flow artists, classicals, like all, whatever you can think, like सब है, सबको एक साथ जोड़ा, all youth, you know, who don't have a like a platform to show themselves, and they have to go like big city, like they have to go Punjab, big city like Haryana or Mumbai. They have to go there and just do a small, just to do a small battleship, or like battleship में skateboarding underground battles होता है, right ना, hip hop का, beat boxing का, तो वो लोग सब उधर जाते हैं गोवा वगैरह में। सो मेरा कहना है कि why I can't build this in Banaras, you are spending so much money, like आप सब आर्टिस्ट बनारस में आपस में फाइट कर रहे हैं, like फ्लो आर्ट्स में हो रहा है, दे आर लाइक ट्राइंग टू पुट ईच अदर डाउन, like किसी का शेयर नहीं करते हैं पोस्ट, किसी का लाइक हेल्प नहीं करते हैं जल्दी। सो पहले ऐसे होता था कि बहुत शेयर करते थे, अब किसी का नहीं करता, अब बस इनको स्पेसिफिक है, अच्छा इसने शेयर किया तो मैं इसका शेयर करूंगा, अच्छा इसने शेयर किया तो मैं इसका शेयर करूंगा। ऐसा हो रहा है, तो मैं यही चीज मतलब निकालना चाहता हूँ फ्लो आर्ट से। मुझे नहीं लगता मैं कैसे इसको निकाल सकता हूँ, बट we will do something to, invite, how can I say, union, उनको
Unite.
साथ में लाने का, इनाइट था देने में। तो मैंने ये स्टेट काशी बनाया, एंड आई रियली दिस ईयर आई रियली वांट, लाइक मैं इनवाइट करूंगा ऑल ओवर से फ्लो आर्टिस्ट जो पूरे इंडिया में है, सबको आने के लिए। वी विल ट्राई टू होस्ट देम, like, place. And you won't believe, last year 3600 people came to see our show in one day. We do a big, this year we are hoping that 5000 people will come to see, and वो वाला our show, like 2 hours, क्योंकि हम लोग के पास स्टैम्प है। सो देयर इज अ मशीन, स्टैम्प कर रहे हैं तो काउंटिंग कितना स्टैम्प्स किया, बाउंसर्स खड़े थे। सो ऑल दिस फंडिंग वी गॉट इट फ्रॉम, like, जस्ट like using our money, like सब कुछ करके, we just need a stage and speaker, that's all what we need, फायर के लिए you need a just speaker and space, that's all, लाइट नहीं चाहिए। so this is what I thought, and we have a space, मेरे यहाँ से 2 मिनट फ्लैट स्पेस है घाट, so we organize there, एंड 3 साल से कर रहा हूँ, बड़ा हो रहा है। सो मुझे लगता है कि इस टाइप का इवेंट्स करने से हम लोगों को एक वो दे सकते हैं, अवेयरनेस दे सकते हैं एंड प्लेटफॉर्म दे सकते हैं, लाइक तो ऐसे करके दिस इज व्हाट आई फील लाइक वी कैन ब्रिंग अ चेंज इन फ्लो आर्ट्स कम्युनिटी ऑल्सो। इफ यू आर डूइंग अ लाइक फ्री फ्लो गैदरिंग, यू कैन से और लाइक सब जगह से ऑल ओवर इंडिया से एक जगह हो, एक स्पेस हो वेर एवरीवन कम एंड शेयर each other story and talent, टाइम करो, बात करो। दिस इज व्हाट आई फील लाइक कर सकते हैं। इवन इन सोशल मीडिया वी कैन डू दिस वन, लाइक क्लब हाउस सेशंस होता था राइट इन कोविड सीजन। वी कैन डू लाइक वन स्मॉल लाइक एक फेस्टिवल टाइप बना सकते हैं, ऑनलाइन फेस्टिवल वेर ऑल पीपल ज्वाइन कर सकते हैं, 200-300 लोग ज्वाइन करें। एंड एक दिन नहीं होना चाहिए, एवरी वीक, महीने के आखिरी में होना चाहिए, लाइक मंथ के आखिरी में, ताकि वो जो रिलेशन वो बना रहे, राइट। अच्छा, आज है, ओके लेट्स डू इट, लाइक कुछ लोग 2-2 मिनट 3-3 मिनट करेंगे, राइट। सबके पास चांस, तो मुझे लगता है ऐसा होगा एंड आई रियली वांट टू डू दिस वन। मुझे लगता है सम टाइम लाइक मुझे नहीं बताना चाहिए, बट थैंक यू सो मच फॉर दिस पॉडकास्ट। होप पीपल विल अंडरस्टैंड एंड नो लाइक Kashify Warriors story, like who is Kashify Warriors doing, like what is like Kashify Warriors and who is Sagar. It's not that they know me, it's more than that they know about the love and the way they can share, with people. And yeah, like this is like, and one last thing I want to say is that stop building a community, start building a family. So this is what we are doing, but I really need a support now from like to build this flow open school in Nepal. I'm really looking for help. It can be like anything, mostly like funding, just giving like any amount, or like just giving a donating a prop or stationary stuff, because these kids really need a support. Because in Banaras people have like Banaras have so much schools where kids can go and study, you know Indian education system is in Banaras is going good, and people are studying and state. Where there is no like education, we are trying to connect with government schools, we're trying to help them. But yeah, in Nepal there is no access. Education is like nothing. 96% kids are non-educated. They go to government school, but they don't know how to speak. They don't know how to write. They just go there and play and eat food. That's all. They're getting food there, so they are going there and eating. You know, and they don't have nutrition. They are depending on dal chawal. That's all, rice and dal. So I really wanna kind of bring a revelation in Nepal through flow art, like kind of like if that can be a way, we will do it for sure. So I'm really looking for support, any support, 200, 300, 500, 600. That's why I'm doing this workshop. Like even 400 can help one kid to buy one kit. This is what I'm doing.
Yeah. Amazing, Sagar. What a wonderful journey so far and so
Yeah.
inspiring. I think it really takes a lot of courage to stand up for something that you believe in, you know.
Yeah, it's not easy, like and being a like flow artist, like how I said, it's about a failures. Like you have to fail many many times, thousands of times. Like I have failed many many times, but I'm doing now, like because I know like these failures will give me a freedom, give me a like access of like exploring myself and expressing myself. So I'm doing this one because after like failure there is a freedom.
Like, subscribe, share, comment to this video, and I will also put in description some of Sagar's social links. So make sure you go over there and support his fundraiser for Nepal Flow Open School. And thank you so much for
Thank you so
coming.
much, everyone. प्लीज बहुत शेयर करो इसको, बहुत like share as much you can, and yeah, share and subscribe, bell icon लगाओ.
Yes, if today's story really it was true story, and if it really inspired you, you have to share it. Thank
Yeah,
you for doing that favor,
thanks,
and hope you have a
thanks,
lovely day.
you too.
Thank you, Sagar.